Day 38, quote today, a couple of them from C.S. Lewis. The first one, it goes, "If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world." And that's true in our lives, like especially as you get older and you get a job and a family and money, and there's a lot of good that's coming your way. We often still can get so down because there's not one perfect solution or one perfect fix or one thing that really makes our soul feel full other than the hope and the promise that God gives us. We have this constant just longing for more. So many people that I talk to have explained that very thing is, I'm doing this and it should be bringing me joy, and a lot of things do bring joy and happiness for like a short amount of time, but there's this constant yearning that there must be more. This can't simply be the end. And we're also just so tied together as humans by our conscience and what's called like a moral law. Like no matter what four corners of the globe that you live on, like we know, someone that's a traitor is bad and someone that does an act of kindness is good. Like there's so much that ties us together through this moral compass. So if we find ourselves with a desire that just can't be filled by just things of this world, then that must be the most probable explanation that there's more than just this world. And then the second quote I think I like even better. It says, if the whole universe has no meaning, we should have never found out that it has no meaning. Just as if there were no light in the universe and therefore no creatures with eyes, we should never know it was dark. Dark would be without meaning. So again, C.S. Lewis is explaining like, we should never have been able to discover that there is no meaning if there simply was no meaning in life. Because if we were born in a situation with, light was never created, light was not a thing, would we ever truly be able to even know that it was dark? Dark would not be a thing. So again, the very concept of meaningless would be meaningless without a framework to understand it. So just this, yearning in our souls, it's like, it doesn't matter, even if you listen to, it's like your sermons and Christian stuff, but even if you listen to someone like Joe Rogan, that's very different and has different concepts and openness to what might be out there. It's like there's these yearnings in everyone's soul that there's got to be more. And someone had to design this, and how do we get here, and where do we go, and what is consciousness? And these questions that are so deep, it's like that's done a lot for my faith, especially that second quote of like, if the universe had no meaning, how would we even have been able to discover that? It wouldn't have even been there to discover, because if it was dark outside and it's always been dark and light was not a thing, would we even be able to contemplate why is there not light? So kind of a deep one today, but those are some C.S. Lewis quotes that really spark my interest and just kind of reaffirm my faith. And then the Bible verse that I have today, it's John chapter 8, verse 12. And it says, when Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. It just goes back to the promise that Jesus gives to us. And once we know the hope that he's given to us, and we've got that ability to then spread so much joy and hope to others, because there's a promise of eternal life. And that promise of eternal life truly is the light that we can spread to others, no matter what bleak human circumstances there are, or how down and out we might seem physically, financially, emotionally. No matter how down and out, there's so much hope and joy to hold on to with eternal life to come. So those are the scriptures and the quotes today. Just remind ourselves that yearning for God, or that even if you're not in faith just yet and you're just thinking like, man, I don't know what's going on, but my life is awful right now and I know there's got to be more, and I'm filling myself with all these negative things and distractions because I'm trying to be like whole and I just don't feel whole. Consider that those very questions are why those are affirmations that Jesus exists, and then give that a chance and see what it does for your life. Day 38.